Well, good evening, good morning, good day. Just be good. Welcome to Side Jag. Welcome back to Side Jag, I should say. We had a week off there, and now we don't. We're gonna dig deep into 2 weeks worth of fun and excitement. I've actually watched a couple things, which is kind of cool. You, I'm sure, have stacked.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember the movie we were supposed to watch.
Do,
I remember
do
that.
revenge.
Do
Do revenge.
Revenge. Okay, I love the movie. I'm just gonna get to it. I loved it. I thought it was great. I don't. I guess that's a genre I dig.
Yeah.
High school, whatever, silly
High school
movies.
dramas.
Yeah,
So started off, it's like, listen, whoever's watching this and don't know Sijag, and we're getting the movie first, you're in for a treat.
yeah. No
You're in for a
shit.
treat. But it started off as the typical like revenge teen movie.
Oh, the twist was
Then it
awesome.
hits you with the twist, which I can't believe I didn't see this twist coming. But I was like, oh damn,
Well, because it's a
okay,
teenage movie, you don't really expect it to be that well thought out.
right, right,
You don't expect a twist on top
yeah.
of a twist. You know, and oh
Well,
yeah,
it's like a double twist because
yeah.
first of all, you don't know that the main chick is being betrayed.
We don't even
Drea.
realize she's not the main chick.
You don't even realize she's not the main chick. You do realize that she's actually kind of a piece of shit.
Yes. Well, she tells you
But
she's a piece of shit.
right, and then when you get to it, you start flashing back like everything she did.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
she's really a piece of shit. Yeah,
right. Admittedly so, though. So I mean, it wasn't
right.
like you even felt bad. You're like, well, I can like her because she even knows she's a piece of shit. So,
Yeah,
I mean, so I dug it. It was funny because I said to Haley, I was like, hey man, I need to watch this Do Revenge thing. She's like, oh, I've already seen it. It's great. And I was like, she's like, well, I asked you if you wanted to watch it. And I was like, I don't remember. So her friend actually came over that she plays soccer with, Clarissa, and so Haley fell asleep, and Clarissa and I sat and watched the thing, and we're both like this. You digging this? What the hell is going? What the frick? Like, and she's like, "Oh my
yeah,
god!" And we're no way, girlfriend. Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I thought it was really well done. I mean, it was like, damn, okay, because
yeah.
let's be honest, there's no original thought anymore, and there's definitely not original thought when it comes to high school drama.
Right.
So this was a nice little twist that they added in that it was like, "Oh, wow, man,
Yeah,
that's pretty freaking
make
cool."
Revenge Mama proud.
Yeah. Now, so we have the 2 girls that were in it. One is from Riverdale. She plays,
Oh, is she
Veronica.
the Drea? Is she the one from Riverdale? I never watched it.
She Yeah, she's the one from Riverdale. Riverdale is really good. You might like that. Like, Haley loves Riverdale.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris? And, long time no talk. And then the other one is from Stranger Things. So, these are 2 really good characters from other series, like,
Oh,
her in Riverdale.
you just
Huh?
blow my mind, dude. I did not even think I've yeah, she's from Stranger Things. I can't believe I
Yeah,
didn't
she's the cool one in Stranger Things. She's
yeah,
his partner,
right. Yeah.
because they both like girls,
Yeah.
and they're both, yeah. So we have 2 really strong characters from previous shows. Now in Riverdale, she's Veronica, okay?
Yeah, the main
Because
one.
Riverdale is based off of Charlie or
Archie.
Archie comics, yeah,
Right, yeah.
and she is vicious in that. Like, oh my god, I mean, fucking vicious. I like girls too. Um, I'm anxious to see her in a movie that allows her to be a vicious female. Okay, like right now she's playing the kid roles because she's like 20 something,
Right.
but like her character could come in and be like a better version of like Charisse Theron,
Yeah.
you know, because she's younger and can mature and learn from what she's done. I see her being able to fall right into that role and
Yeah.
just kick ass. Like,
Dude, she
yeah,
could do her own version of Monster where you're like, "Wait a minute, that's Charlize Theron? Do you
yeah. I
not
was
remember?"
hoping not to do that though. I was hoping not to do that. I was hoping just like to see her as just a
Yeah,
badass. Like I could totally
yeah,
see her as badass. Like we could obviously take those 2 girls out of that movie and make a freaking Cagney and Lacey with the two of them.
Yeah.
And they would do really well together. Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
So's the young Veronica. But no, I feel like those two, if they don't fuck up their lives, have a really good future in Hollywood. That is if Hollywood still exists. But this was a Netflix movie, so they did an amazing job. You know,
Did you
it
notice
was,
Sophie Turner?
which one's that?
She is Sansa in Game of Thrones. She's the tall psychopath.
Oh, that was who that was. I thought that's who that was. I was like,
Yeah, that's
that looks
Sophie
like the
Turner.
Game of
It took
Thrones
me a
chick.
second because she doesn't look the same.
No, she
Yeah.
was fucking crazy, bro.
Right.
Like, because she was only in like 2 scenes, 3
Right.
scenes.
Yeah.
2 scenes? She was in
I
2
do
scenes.
not do coke.
Yeah, and it turns out I had a cocaine
But
problem.
anyways, I got hooked on coke.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I mean, I see if they're again, if these two, it was an enjoyable movie. I really liked it. In my mind, I was thinking to the future roles that these two could play because we both know I've watched both of their series and they're both good actresses. Like they're
yeah.
both young and talented. So to bring them both together to make this, I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. And there again, I didn't even know I've watched a lot of these apparently because this is what I always watched with Haley. And yeah, it was good. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
and it's 2 hours. It doesn't feel like 2 hours. It goes by
No,
fast.
it just flows. It just
Yeah.
flows. And the funny thing was, it's like it's in Miami, which is weird because it doesn't seem like it's in Miami.
No, it doesn't. No.
You know, I'm like, it's just weird. And it could have been anywhere. It could have been any rich beach town because it's
Yeah.
not a pivotal thing in it. And honestly, you wouldn't even know it was Miami unless they did like a couple of those panning shots where it's like, oh, that's Miami. You
Yeah.
know, because it had no bearing on the movie whatsoever, other than there needs to be water somewhere so that the star of the movie, the dude, who's a
Yeah.
total piece of shit, um, which is
Yeah.
he's the problem in the movie. He's a total piece of shit, and yeah.
Well, when he comes back with his club, like that has like 6 names, and it's like I can't even remember all the names, but that just had me rolling, man. It's like what? Yeah, perfect. This is perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
be allies.
Yeah. Yeah. Eon Flux was my boyhood fantasy. Oh yeah, dude, that was a great movie. Charlize Theron has done a lot of good action. Like, I mean, I get the Fast and Furious kind of being like her last.
Dude,
I think
I
that's
don't
her
even like to
last.
talk about Fast and Furious anymore. It's
Well, I
funny.
see that being as kind of her last dive before she has to move on to her next iteration of herself. You know,
Right.
because there's no Hollywood needs her, but Hollywood doesn't necessarily need her to be a badass.
Yeah.
You know, we know she can act, so I think we're gonna have to start leaning into that. And then young girls like these can come in and take over some of those roles. You know, I think 2 of them could do a role together. Like you could get these 2 evil bitches to do some shit. That would be
Yeah.
cool. You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun movie. It was just kind of they had all the cliches. You had the glow up,
oh
obviously.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they even bring mention to it. Like, yeah, of course we're gonna do a makeover.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
makeover. And
yeah.
then you had the one girl that was like got kicked out of the popular girls, but she was obviously like, I mean, let's just be honest. She's smoking hot, and she outshined all the other ones by a
Oh yeah.
mile. You know, it's like okay, like she doesn't make money or whatever, but she's still the queen bee. Like there's
Oh
no
yeah.
yeah
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, and that was good because you know if you looked at it, they really didn't play it down like she wasn't still like
right
better than the other ones. She just was like, hey, you know,
yeah
and they still looked at her like, crap, she's still good looking. She's still
yeah.
hot. Just sucks. She will be in the next Doctor Strange. Oh, really? I could see that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. No. So I don't know. It'll be I don't know. I'm looking forward to those 2 characters to see what they turn out to be. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a solid poll. Good on us. Yay. The guy in it was a douche. I mean, everything outside of it was just really enjoyable to watch those 2 girls act in the movie. And honestly, the other characters in the movie really didn't
Yeah.
even matter.
They just said they were there for punchlines, like when she
Yeah,
goes to meet the Carissa girl, and
yeah.
she's like, yeah, we were in class together. You don't remember me? She's like, yeah, you called me a human Birkenstock. It's like- when she said that, I died, man. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
But and the great part was is her acting. She just like stone cold and was like,
yeah,
"Am I
yeah,
not right?" I mean, I was
yeah.
telling the truth, right? I mean,
Yeah, she was giving the hippies shit like crazy. That the
yeah.
one guy at the paint studio, it's like, oh, does it come with what's that shirt come with a free pair of Tevas?
Oh
Yeah, it
yeah.
was great.
No,
It
it
was
was
great.
good. It was enjoyable. So if you haven't watched it, by all means, do revenge. Go watch it. You won't be disappointed. I mean, it's
No, it's
definitely a
funny.
popcorn chick. If you got someone young you can watch it with, even better.
Yeah.
Um, but if you got a kid, it's like, hey, let's watch this teeny bopper movie. All right. So I'm gonna start with this movie that I've watched because I just I wanted to watch some documentaries and I was like, okay. So I think I told you I watched Madoff. I started watching Madoff.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get any further than the first episode because
It
I,
just it didn't hit.
yeah. But that went into this show about a hitchhiking guy with an axe.
I watched it. That's one I
Okay,
was gonna
good.
bring up. The
Okay, good. All
hatchet
right. So
wielding hitchhiker.
hatchet wielding hitchhiker.
Dude, do you remember this when it happened?
No, I don't. I'm not that guy.
Yeah. So well, see,
You're
yeah.
way better at that than I am.
Well, plus I'm like 10 years younger than you, so it was like right in the sweet spot of yeah, exactly. No shade, but it was right in the sweet spot of like when I'm on the internet and
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
beginning of like when it was kind of like when viral shit was happening.
Yeah.
And this was one of the ones that I remember from like late high school, early 20s time period.
Okay.
And
Good tell.
I did not know the whole story though. Like I didn't follow it through. I only knew smash, smash, smash. I remember that. And then I didn't know like dude went to jail and well, I'll let you explain it.
I mean, no, you're doing a great job. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, it gets so deep because it starts off. Okay, starts off. The guy goes viral. A news anchor from somewhere interviews him, and he stops a guy attacking a lady with a hatchet. He's hitting him, which we find out later, twice with the backside of the hatchet, once with the hatchet side of the hatchet in the head. Okay, hero goes viral. Everybody loves this dude.
So, but the guy's homeless.
He's
That's the caveat.
That's the caveat, but he's homeless, super positive, like proud to be homeless, like giving positive messages to people. So the internet is loving him. Early internet time, they're loving this dude, trying to get him on everywhere. He goes on Jimmy Kimmel, does his little stick. The whole time, a camera crew is following him around. From the original guy, I guess he like gave the story to a woman he knows.
So the news anchor and the cameraman find the guy at the crime scene. So the guy that was driving the car ran into a black guy. It was a race crime, and people came to help and get this guy because they didn't know what the hell was going on. So the guy gets out of the car, apparently high or something. I don't know. That was questionable, like whether he was high or not. He starts fighting with her. He had picked up this guy in the car, so they were both in the car, and he apparently had an axe, beats him over the head.
Who ended up being the guy that drugged the guy that was high
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he gave him laced marijuana.
Yeah, he's like, bro, can't even handle his lace marijuana.
Yeah.
Fuck. So it was the whole situation is fucked up. So, anyways, this news anchor guy and the cameraman find this guy and they do an interview with him. And this is what starts this whole rabbit hole of craziness. He posted on YouTube, it goes viral. He's the only guy that has access to this guy because like all the other news guys show up and they're like, dude, I'm done. I've already talked to my boy. Deuces, and takes off.
Yeah.
Okay. So like the police want to find him because they need to prosecute this guy that tried to kill this other guy and beat up this lady, and so this news guy becomes like the go between him and the world, and so finally they get in touch with him and they're like, hey man, we need to meet. So they meet and they film some shit like a part 2, and the guy can play a guitar. He's straight up hippie shit. They buy him some food and he's talking all his bullshit philosophy. He's like, listen, I can hook you up with these reality TV show people. They're dying to get their hands on you. And they wanna meet up. And he's like, it's like big money. And he like flips a fucking pencil in the air and is like, I don't know, bro. And it's like, so finally he hooks up with the reality TV people, and then and this is all like within a 3-month period. So it's not like there's a bunch of shit going down. It's like within a week she hooks up with this reality crowd that might want to produce a show with him, but they want to meet him first. And then Kimmel reaches out to them, and so long story short, this whole group of people get him on Kimmel. And he has a problem pissing all over the place. Like this guy just whips it out and pees everywhere he goes. Okay, he's a fucking idiot. Or he rides a skateboard in places he shouldn't ride a fucking skateboard. Because, man, Dogtown, bro, I'm free. Yeah, man.
And he's drunk the whole time.
Drunk as fuck the whole time. Drunk or stoned. So it's like, whatever works, man. And so it starts to fall apart at that point. Like they realize that there's something weird going on here. And the more people that start to figure this guy out, and the more little videos, it's like the people that were kind of, I wouldn't say close to him because this is like a 3-month period, are like, dude, there's something weird going on here. Like this guy is not normal. And so then like he starts to tell the story of his childhood that is questionably true or not. Like we don't really know. His mom says no. His cousin says yes. Anyways, it all leads to this thing where he gets on a train and goes to New Jersey to meet up with this guy. All right. And he says the guy tries to rape him. Okay. Don't know. It's one of those things where like he left with and came back. They had footage of this. So it seems like he came back and just killed this guy for whatever reason. Okay. And so they get their hands on him. Like he's saying, dude, it was defense. This guy like drugged me and all this shit. And I think in the thing they said they found no drugs in his system, but I don't know, but I don't remember. Anyway, so long story even longer, they convict him of killing this old dude, and so now he's in prison, and of course they're not letting him out. And it's like everyone is just like, you either got the guys that are going, I knew there was something wrong with this dude, and the other, the news guys like, I don't know what happened.
And it's all in the period of like 3 months.
3 months
that this happens, and like during this time he has Facebook, so he's Blake. Yeah, it's a story, man. You're gonna have to rewind.
Sorry, man. We've already talked about the first. We actually did what we were supposed to and talked about the movie in the beginning. Great movie, go watch it. Now we're moving on to this documentary we watched, which is the Hatchet Wielding Hitchhiker. So, yeah, this guy's flame went full torch and burned out in 3 months and ended up.
And you could see, like he was posting on his Facebook about other people raping him and stuff like.
Yeah.
And then he posted about his mom locked him. He made a video saying his mom used to lock him in his room when he was little, right? Well, they talked to the mom, and she basically like, yeah, I used to lock him in his room, but it wasn't like that. It was to protect him. And it's like, okay, like, okay.
Well, she was talking about how they boarded up the windows or darkened the windows because he would just get up and run around and all this other shit. And he says it's so that, they locked him in the room and kept it dark, and then like locked him in there for hours and hours and hours, and he never got to see the light of day and all this other shit. And it's like, I mean,
I'm prone to believe him on that. I
am too, because he was like he ditched when he was 17,
right?
So he got the hell out of his house at 17, and like they're in Canada, so he ended up somehow in California. So he hitchhiked all the way to California. Either way, the documentary
was problematic.
Yeah, if you just want to see like someone's the candle just go out in a matter of an hour and a half. It was a fast documentary, which was great.
Yeah.
Hitchhiker with an axe, what the hell it was called, axe wielding hitchhiker. Anyways, it's funny, and
Yeah.
yes, it's they titled it something like, oh crap, it's there's someone getting killed. No, it was nothing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, there was somebody getting killed.
somebody did get killed.
So-
And there might have been others that got killed, but
right.
no,
Yeah.
this guy had demons. So that was okay. So that.
Okay.
What else you got for me?
What did I watch? Let's see. Well, let's talk about this. I finished Wednesday.
Oh,
We
and?
finished Wednesday, and yeah, it's great. Uncle Fester was cool. I
Yes.
thought it was cool to see him. He was just as weird as I expected him to be,
Yeah,
but not like kooky weird. Like he
No.
was like perfectly weird.
And what was weird about so what I thought was interesting about the Uncle Fester. Now we're talking about the series Wednesday, guys. Just to keep you up.
Yeah,
updated.
keep up, guys. Come on.
If you haven't watched the series Wednesday, what are you waiting for? It is the best series out right now, hands down. The best thing on TV. If you're just sitting there going, I don't know what to watch, go watch Wednesday. You will not be disappointed. If you are, you'll be the first. The thing I thought was interesting about Fester was that they showed a side of that character that I don't think we've ever seen. Maybe in the movie that I don't have patience to watch, but he's a criminal.
Right. Yeah. He's like a criminal and like he's kind of like a the Mike Myers who's the character he plays, Austin Powers. He's kind of like a evil Austin Powers type.
Yeah, international man of mystery.
Yeah, but a criminal one.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I was like, wait, what? He's a criminal?
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally different, but it was still good. Still good.
Right. Well, and then the whole thing, like the whole time, I'm like, okay, Christina Ricci's suspect as hell. Like, what's going on? But they had so many red herrings with the damn the psychiatrist.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay. I guess it's a psychiatrist. It's got to be her.
Oh,
all
yeah.
signs point to her.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, of course, you guys fooled me. Of course, I knew it was her from the beginning, but you led me this way, and I went with you. And now you're like, oh yeah, guess what?
No.
Not her. She's dead. It's her. And then the true surprise was the boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's the one that really surprised me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he's the bad guy, and I thought even when she realizes he's the bad guy, I was like, okay, he just doesn't know.
Then he tells you.
But then he tells you straight up, because at first I was like, okay, he just doesn't know that he's this bad guy, but no, he knows damn well he's this bad guy.
So here's the funny part, if you think about it. Like most of the time in these like twists, like they're not coming right out and just telling you.
Yeah.
Here's the twist. This one, nah, fuck it. Here you go. We've dangled you around the twine so much that it's like, you know what? We're done. We're just gonna put it out in front of you, because at this point we know you've reached your limit of guessing who the bad guy is. So here's the bad guy. And guess what? He's not gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I didn't see that coming.
I guess is in Addams Family tradition. They're kind of for the bad guys. So
yeah. So it was tough on Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Which, it was good. All the side characters are good. Eugene was pretty cool. I thought Eugene was awesome. With the bees coming at the end. The only part I didn't like is they brought back the damn the guy. That's the only part that I thought was kind of stupid.
Oh yeah, the dead guy.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, I'm glad they killed him and it's over. But
so the irony I thought in that was, here's a guy that hates magic, and he's using magic. So I thought that was kind of funny, but we needed a bigger bad guy.
And he's talking about sending people to hell. Like, bro, you're like a demon.
Yeah.
Like, you got brought back to life. Like,
That's why I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So that was the only questionable part in the whole series, is when when the spirit family member like goes, "I'm gonna go inside of you. I can save you, but we'll never be able to talk again." And I'm like, this just got sideways really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. That was a
I-
side jag
yeah, and I
situation.
was like, you know what? I'll take it just because the rest of this has been
Good.
aces. So
Right.
I'll take a little stupid here in the end just to make the people happy. I've said it before, the fact that Wednesday and Aaron had so much chemistry together, and when they were jerked,
Yeah.
the chemistry, yeah, yeah,
I kind of thought I was like, okay, they're gonna like get together, those two,
yeah,
more than just friends. But I was like, no, they didn't do it on that one because they each found their guy.
yeah. It's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
and then the other thing that I liked too was they put a bow on it in the end.
Oh yeah. And
I
they're
mean,
like, this one's all most of this shit's solved. Dude got away. Something else. We got something brewing for next year.
yeah, if we need it, if we need
Right.
it, but we're not sitting there going like the show was good enough to where we'll be like, no, it was great. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
watching it. If they don't make another season of it, I'm not going to feel bad, and I don't care enough about the little cliffhanger that they threw in there
Yeah.
to worry about whether it was just like, no, it was a really good thing. I'm glad you threw a little cliffhanger in there if you get picked up for another season on another network because they bought something like whatever.
Right.
That's cool, but I'm good with it. I think you
I'm
guys.
glad they killed the headmaster because there's some stakes to it. Even though she was good, but it took them like finding out like, oh shit, okay, she really was for this place and for us.
Right.
We just didn't see it until she's dead.
That'd be cool if she came back as a ghost.
It could happen. I mean,
Ghost headmaster.
yeah,
Yeah. Doom
good.
Patrol was canceled. Dude, that was canceled like last season.
Yeah, I think we canceled that a while back.
Yeah. 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 I mean,
It just
I've seen the previews for the new one, and I'm just
yeah.
like, I don't know if I can go back to it.
No,
I've
I'm
walked so far
honestly I'm
away.
waiting for you to watch it and be like, hey man, it actually gets good. Go watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. It went full off the rails. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It just, and it's a shame too because it was doing great, but no, I had
Just
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. It's just like we were on a train and it was like going good, and I was like, yeah, man, this show's awesome. And then it started spiraling, and I was like, I don't give a shit about none of this anymore. So what else do you watch?
So, and dude, I'm trying to remember it. Really, I mean, I know this is sad, but I haven't watched much of shit. I mean, um, right now I'm watching The Recruit on Netflix. I started watching that. It's a CIA lawyer,
I
stupid.
think that I've seen the preview for that.
Yeah. So there's nothing. The reality is there's shit to watch on all these things, and
I've
so
watched some movies, man.
really.
Yeah.
All right, so let's. I just started watching it because I needed something to watch on the plane next week.
Yeah.
So just in case I'm awake and or I want to watch a movie or I want to watch something. So I was like, I'm gonna fly. All right, so I got like 12 hours of flight. So I need at least something in the
Something to
background just in
watch.
case. So all right, what have you been watching?
So I'm gonna say this one for the end. We could talk about that. The Last of Us.
Yeah.
We'll,
Oh,
we'll talk about that towards the end.
okay,
But
because somebody's got to fill me in on that
yeah,
because I have no idea what we're talking. I mean, I know it's a video game.
that'd be a good ender.
Okay.
So Saturday, we had plans. We were gonna go to Branson, go to the big IMAX, watch Avatar. Cassie had plans with her friends or whatever, and she wanted to see it. So I was like, all right, we're not gonna do that. You go do with whatever with your friends. Just me and Bailey. And I was like, let's go see something. Let's go watch something movie. I already had plans to see something local. Went and watched Wakanda Forever, the new
Okay.
Black Panther movie. Right.
Yeah.
Low expectations. I was like,
Yeah.
Whatever. It's actually pretty good. I
Is
mean,
it?
yeah, they got a new Black Panther. It ends up being his sister, but
Yeah.
not
I
not
think
to
at
the
this point we all know.
Right, but not to the very end. Like she has to earn it, go through trials and tribulations, and it's just a pretty good story. Um,
Okay. I
it's
mean,
not,
I'm anxious to watch it. I want to
yeah,
watch it.
it's not like super action packed the whole way through. There's a lot of story and telling what's going on and figuring out who's going where. You get a new bad guy, and
Right.
there's turns out there's vibranium other
Under the ocean.
places under the
Yeah.
ocean. So
Yeah.
you get the guy who actually ends up being kind of a badass. I wouldn't say he's I forget what the hell is the big guy, the big purple guy. The hell
Thanos.
is, yeah, he's not Thanos bad, but he's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so you get to see that, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was worth the watch.
So on Disney Plus, the next season of Bad Batch just came out for Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I have been watching that. Oh, I know what else I watched. I watched Tulsa Kings. I forgot about that. But no, so I've been that was like my night that I was like, I know I've watched something else. I watched like the first 2 episodes of Bad Batch, and I watched the last episodes of Tulsa King. So Black Panther, you're like all for it then. Like it wasn't bad. So
No, it wasn't bad.
It was no Black Adam.
No.
Which, I read somewhere The Rock isn't coming back to that.
Oh, good. I mean, let's be honest. DC comic book movies have been pretty much
Shit.
across the board horrible. I like the Snyder cut of the Justice League. That's about it. Everything else they've done, I really don't like.
Yeah, they've pretty much screwed that up.
I kind of like the Robert Pattinson Batman.
I did like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I enjoyed that. But I think
But I don't
enjoyed
like
it because there wasn't scheduled. It's Robert, to me, that Batman was like, we're not going to make a second one. Let's just make this one.
Right, and then
not worry about it. And we don't have to worry about bringing in 10 characters and doing all this horse shit. So yeah. He could smell what TC was cooking. Oh yeah, he could. He should have walked away from that.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna float the whole time.
Exactly.
Now, if they split this season of Yellowstone.
Yeah, I can't even watch it. I could, but through the paid services,
yeah,
it's not available. You have to have the cable. And I actually have my buddy's YouTube TV, but I'm not going to go through that trouble. I'll wait till it comes to the paid and watch it.
All right. So, what are the movies?
So, I went and seen Avatar.
Okay.
We went. There's about 45 minutes from here. There's a smaller IMAX.
Okay.
They do have the recliner chairs. They don't recline, but they're really fluffy, and you got plenty of room. So we went to the IMAX 3D, seen the whole thing. And
3 hours long.
3 hours long, over 3 hours long.
So you got 45 minutes each way.
Yeah.
Then an over 3 hour movie. So
yeah. And it was a late movie.
Like 5.5, 6 hours to watch Avatar.
Yeah. And it was like, go? I think each ticket was like $28 or some shit too. But we went, and it's not, you don't go to Avatar for the story. I don't think people are going to Avatar for the story, in my opinion. It's like if you're watching it in IMAX, you're in 3D, it's like a 3-hour theme park ride.
Okay.
Like you're seeing all the cool visuals.
Yeah.
The 3D was a lot better this time, the way they had people popping in and popping out. There was no jump, spray water at you type things.
Yeah.
It just gave depth to the movie. And it was fun to watch in that. Now the story, it's like the first Avatar. It's
same
stupid.
story.
There's literally, I think, wasn't the thing they were looking for and originally was called unobtainium. Literally
like that. I don't know. It was under the tree. Yeah.
Yeah. So now they're I guess they just abandoned that. Mm-hmm. Now they're looking for something, since this is the way of the water. They're looking at these whales. They can extract something out of them that lets humans live forever. That's the whole thing of the story. The main guy who stayed at Avatar from the first movie.
Yeah.
He has to escape to the water. Now, also, let me note that, so the Avatar, they had Earth, which is the people in the forest. water, which is the way of the water people, they're gonna do fire and wind as well,
Probably.
like Avatar, like the cartoon Avatar.
Oh, you
Literally,
think?
well, I mean, it's like they're just straight up ripping it off. That's what that was. That cartoon Avatar, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. I watched the whole cartoon. The tune was
Yeah,
fabulous.
yeah, it was great. Yeah,
You know. Huh.
so
I liked it better than the first Avatar.
yeah.
So Blake apparently really liked Puss in Boots. And
I've heard it was good.
I don't doubt it for a minute. Let's be honest. All those are fabulous little stupid movies. So I enjoyed the other Puss in Boots and all that. So I'm sure that one is pretty good too.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go watch it in the movie theater. I just can't do it. So
No.
I mean I think I can rent it now. So maybe I'll rent it. But
Well, the only way I was not gonna watch it on rental. I was like, I'm only gonna watch this in IMAX and 3D.
yeah. No,
Because
the Avatar, and even Fernando went and saw it, and he was like, "Dude, it was awesome. It just looks so great." I'm like,
yeah, it's not for the story.
"Yeah." My mom
The story
actually
is
just
weak
went.
at best.
She called me today. She goes, "I went and watched Avatar," and I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "It was really long, but it was good." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
That's why I insisted on the IMAX with the recliner type chairs, really soft.
I would
Got a
fall asleep.
big ass Coke, refill on the popcorn, had a little bit of candy. So yeah.
I mean, it was 5 hours experience for you. So,
Yeah. Well, and we didn't get home until like after midnight. That
all
because it was a late showing as well. So
right. So, all right. So we got the two big movies out of the way. Anything else?
the last one that I know I've watched other stuff, but the last one I think of is The Last of Us.
All right. So even though we're all, yeah. All right. What the hell is it?
So
So fill me in.
The Last of Us is a video game that came out in 2012 on
Yep.
PlayStation 3. It's one I played right when it came out. It's kind of a zombie thing. They're what do they call them?
All right. So Craig
Spores.
says Black Panther is Disney first on Disney. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
they were
That.
first. But they're cordyceps. That's what it is. So it's a fungus that takes over these people, turns them into zombies. You know how like the ants can be controlled by fungus. Have you ever seen that? Yeah. So ants. This is truly real life. Ants can be controlled by a fungus in real life. They take over the queen, and they lead ants to do. This is a fungus. So this is actually a real thing that happens in real life. So they kind of do a take on that, where these fungus, there's no cure for this fungus, and
Okay.
it's like a viral disease. It just wants to keep replicating itself.
Like any other disease.
Kills people, keeps them alive as the fungus to spread the fungus.
Okay.
They have states of people that get the disease. They're not slow zombies. They're fast as shit zombies.
Oh.
Like they're runners.
Okay.
And they get levels, like, and as they start to like a mushroom head, or it kind of like splits their head open and the fungus starts growing out of it.
Okay.
So they have, we you see in the first couple episodes, is like the regular ones that kind of look like zombies with like tendrils of fungus coming out of their mouth, up to a clicker who's like a full-blown fungus outside their head. They can't see at all, they can only hear, so they like do sonic echolocation.
Okay.
They click to see where they're at. So
Now, what are they trying? What are they trying to do?
they are trying to just kill everything and spread the disease of the fungus.
So how do they spread the disease?
So if they bite like a zombie, in
Okay.
the game it could be spread by spores, like through the air. In the TV show, they decided not to do that because it would be too hard to say, like, how does everyone not have it? So
Exactly.
it's like a bite, a scratch, that type of stuff. That's how you get it from them now in the
So it's like
TV
Maze
show,
Runner.
kind of. So you have, it starts off, Joel is your main protagonist. I don't want to spoil what happens with the first, but something really bad happens to him as it's all starting.
Okay.
And flash forward 20 years, he is a grizzled veteran, a smuggler, does whatever he can to survive, and he
So
doesn't give a
this is 20 years after this started.
20 years after it started, and a bad event happens to him that kind of sets this off. And
Okay.
he basically does what he has to survive, and he only cares about himself.
Okay.
Gets tied up with this girl who we come to find out is immune to the virus.
Oh, finally.
There's
Okay.
there's a rebel faction trying to bring an uprising against a military dictatorship. So Joel's living under the military dictatorship. They're trying to put out the Fireflies, which is the rebel faction. They rebel faction finds the immune girl. They're trying to get her to their headquarters to see what's going on with her, see if they can cure this.
Okay.
They get
So
hurt by an attack with the military branch. Long story short, the leader of the Fireflies knows Joel and his girlfriend Tess. Gets them to take her, like, hey, you take her, we'll give you what you need, because he's in search of a car to look for his brother, who you see 20 years ago. You find out that he is still alive, but he's separated from Joel.
okay.
So he's willing to do whatever to get this battery and a truck so he can go look for his brother. She
Okay.
guarantees that to him. The girl's like a real smart ass, like she's 14 years old, and she is actually the what the hell's her name from Game of Thrones, Lady Mormont, the little girl in the north. It's the leader of the
Oh, yeah,
North.
yeah, 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 yeah. From the
That's
original one.
that's the one
Yeah.
that's playing her, which she's
Oh,
really because she's 14 now.
yeah. So she's even eviler than she was in Game of Thrones.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
And she's funny as hell because she's a straight up smart ass. Like she's playing with a knife and Joel's like, well, where'd you learn that? She's like, the circus. And she just like everything he says, she's got a smart ass remark for her. So
Okay.
the show is basically zombies, their story, going in, just all the bad shit that happens. Joel, because what happened to him earlier, has like he doesn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
Okay.
Yet he's stuck with this little girl. Other bad shit happens. Now he's kind of through the second episode. He's got to figure out something to do with this girl. You still don't know where he lands in this journey. Like, is he gonna be all for it? Is he just gonna be like, "Hey, kid, find your own way"? Uh, yeah, it's
Crazy,
just
crazy fungus track runners. These things are that fast.
yeah. So
So
it's a yeah like this. She keeps asking for a gun the whole time, and he's like, "No." And she's like, "Fine, I'll just throw these sandwiches at him, I guess."
So okay, let's talk about the guns for a minute. I mean, are we talking like these guys have guns and like they're gun crazy? I mean, is this like Zombie Land where it's like, you know, we got like coat hangers and baseball bats and like
There is some of that, but no, they got guns. They got guns. They got guns. They got hand grenades. Uh, it's just that stuff is scarce, except for the rebel factions and the military dictatorship, which I think is called Fedra. Uh, and them,
so
and then the rebel faction is the Fireflies.
so is the rebel or is the Fedra, is that like a modern civilization or is it like with walls and shit? You know,
Yeah,
are we
so they blocked in Boston. That's their quarantine zone. They're calling it.
okay?
They're repurposing old money, old coupons like stamps. That's their money. And
Okay.
in the beginning, you'll see like how ruthless they are. There's there's a kid that got bit, and they bring him in. They're like, you know, what's going on with you? Well, at this point, everyone knows like once you get bit, you're dead. You
Okay.
it's just a matter of time. Sometimes people can go a day. Sometimes people can go 3 days without turning. And the lady's like, bring him. Oh, it's okay. You hungry? I'll give you this. I'm gonna give you a little shot. It's gonna make you feel better. Flash cut. Joel's throwing that body into a fire of the little boy's body into a
Oh,
pile of people they're burning because of the disease, and that's
got
one
it.
of his day jobs. So they pay people these stamps, and then he's also a smuggler. So he's working a deal with like some of the soldiers for him, and he's
Gotcha. So
just
he's the
doing
guy.
whatever he can. Yeah,
Yeah. He's just doing whatever he can to survive.
yeah.
So is he a badass though? Do we
Oh
think
yeah,
he's?
he's a badass. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
he's a badass.
He's a badass. His partner Tess is a badass, and the little girl's a badass.
Now, when you say they're a badass, is he a badass because we see something in the show that says, oh, like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy's like a Navy SEAL badass type shit?
yeah. And him and his brother are both military. They say that, or you see, they don't say that, but you see all the pictures and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So
He,
it's one of those things where it's like I just don't want to do this anymore. So
yeah. Well, like I don't want to tell you what
no, you
happens
don't have to. Yeah.
because something happens. It's like, oh, this shit is like it sets up. Like at the beginning, he is a very caring person. He's doing everything he can to do things right, and something happens. It's like, oh shit, like this changed him forever.
Gotcha.
He does hit a one of the zombies before at the beginning of the outbreak with a pipe wrench. It's like a 7-year-old woman, and he just smokes her. She's coming at him. This is right from the beginning. So you can tell, like the dude's brutal right from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So did you ever play the video game?
Oh yeah. I love the video. That's one of my favorite video games of all time.
So let me ask you this. So what you've seen so far, are they kind of sticking to the video game?
Dude, some of those shots are directly out of the video game.
Really?
Yeah, when you see it, like, oh shit, I remember this part. Yeah.
So how does the video game? Does the video game end like shit, or is this guy, okay? So for example, like we look at The Walking Dead, and The Walking Dead just kept going and going and going.
It's
and
not
going.
going to be like that.
Right.
It's
So
there's something so it's so fucked up what you do at the end of that video game, but it's like if you were there in person, what else would you do? Like, yeah, you have to see to see what happens. It is like it is so fucked up what happens at the end of the game. But there's no way that a person would not do the same thing. Or you'd really have to consider if you would do this or not the same way.
So it's one of those things because yeah, you hate getting invested in a series and then it just ends stupid. Like all the
No,
guys that watched The Walking Dead were just Walking Dead
yeah,
by the time it
it's
was over.
stupid as hell.
You
If
know,
they follow the movie, you will
it's
not be
the video game.
disappointed with the end of season 1. If they go all the way through the video game and they do the first season as the first game in the series.
Yeah, I was gonna say because there's multiple games in the series.
There's a first game, there's an expansion to the first game, and then there's a second game. And I haven't played the expansion or the second game yet. And I probably won't, but
so does our protagonist make it through the video game?
Our main one?
Yeah. Our guy.
Yeah.
He
does some really bad shit though.
Well, I'm fine with him doing really bad shit. I hate it when you build a character and then you kill him.
Yeah.
It's like the fuck.
Well, like choices are made at the very end of the game where you're like, oh god damn it. You can see what's happening. And at first, he's kind of like, okay, I'm doing this thing, and then it's like, oh shit, no, we're not doing it like this, and then it just all goes to hell.
Okay.
So it's like it should be good. That so far it's probably the best video game adaptation I've seen yet.
Really?
So far.
What's it on?
HBO.
See, that's what sucks.
Did you cancel HBO?
No, I still have it, I think. I don't know. I've been trying to log into, like I said, Haley logged us out of everything. So it's just killing me to log back into things. It's so freaking, I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the frick did you do that? Well, I forgot to log us out. We were staying at this house. And so I just logged us out of everything everywhere. I'm like, thanks.
Messed the whole system up.
Yeah, because now it's like half the stuff on my phone doesn't work. And I'm just like, I got to figure it out because I don't know any of the goddamn passwords. And the passwords my phone have aren't the ones that she changed them to. And it's like,
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I do I recommend anybody watch The Last of Us. Played the video game or not, you don't need to know any of that. They tell you everything you need to know.
So we're like, okay, so there's this like episode 3, I think, is this week, right?
Right. And the first episode's an hour and a half. Second
Oh, nice.
episode's 52 minutes.
So I might save it and wait until it's a little closer to being done, because it's only going to be 6 or 8 episodes.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
we're almost halfway through it. So I think I'll save that for March and catch up on it then. Tulsa Kings.
Tulsa Kings.
Tulsa Kings. Sylvester Stallone. 6 or 7 episodes, I think. It might have been 9 episodes. It was an odd number of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
It
good.
ended good.
It ended good. I mean, it ended how you'd think it would end, but it was good. It wasn't bad. It was a TV show. You know, it was one rung up from a TV show. So it was like a cable made TV show. So it was like cuss words and violence.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I mean, you still, to me, I look at it and go, God, I can't believe this guy's 75. My hero is 75, but he still pulled it out. He still pulled out being a badass. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't watched Titans either. But no, I enjoyed Tulsa Kings. I thought it was a good. I thought it was good, and if they get to do a season 2, like I could see them taking this maybe 3 seasons.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, be done with it. Like, honestly, you could do one more season and probably be good with it. Like, I don't. They're not going really deep,
Right.
So I think we could get 2 more seasons out of it tops, and be happy. And be like, oh, that was pretty fun.
Right.
But anything past that, it's just like, no.
Yeah, it just took it too far. Yeah.
Yeah. It's too far. It's too much. Plus, it's like, how long? He's gonna be what, almost 80. But it's like, come on, man. Just put a bow in it. Let this be your last hurrah.
Yeah.
But he did a good job. I as never doing TV before. The cast is good. There's some characters you can kind of get behind and like, and yeah, I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't know what I'm gonna watch next. We're finished with Wednesday. We're watching The Last of Us. That's week to week, of course. So
Yeah, that's why I'll wait.
yeah.
And that's the dude. I was like, man, I'm trying to think of other shit to do on a plane, because like there is nothing. Like I said, I started watching The Recruit. That was kind of my go-to. That was like holding that one. I haven't gone back to Jack Ryan, so I might download The Recruit and Jack Ryan, which is basically the same goddamn show. But
yeah,
it's like, man, okay, well, yeah, it's something to watch.
I'm always when I'm on a show, it's like, okay, I'm watching the show, everything's cool. And when I finish the show, I have like a resting period.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna watch like documentaries and other shit before I get just jump. If Cassie had her say, we'd be jumping show to show to show to show, and I can't do it. She watches so many that are, I'm telling you, man,
Bad.
Some of the most useless stuff you've ever seen.
And that's the thing, like like on Netflix right now, it's like there's all these shows popping up, but they're all dubbed.
Yeah,
or they're all just really bad, and you're just like.
Although I like, shout out to Netflix for, I never watched. The only dub thing I ever watched and enjoyed was Flying Dragon or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Right.
Back in the day, so
that's back in the 90s.
Yeah, so that's the only one I liked until what the hell is that called? Squid Games.
Yeah, I never watched that.
Yeah, when Squid Games came out, I was like, I don't know. People are talking like, yeah, it's great. You got to watch it. And it's kind of a bad dub. Like, you can see their mouth moving still, but it's so good that I was able to look past that.
My problem with dub is that, because I watch everything in surround, man. And when you dub something, if you can't dub it in surround,
yeah,
it's like the vocals just like, just fucking record the dub it mono, so it just all comes out of the center channel. I mean, God, please stop. Or the people are walking around the room and it's dead center, and it's like,
Yeah.
They're left of camera. It's like, ah! Trying not to
Yeah.
think that much. Finch with Tom Hanks was really good on Apple TV. I feel that's gonna pull at your heartstrings, man. I gotta be in the mood to get teary eyed and just like it
Yeah.
looks like it's a great movie. I mean, Tom Hanks, when does he disappoint? But man, movies like that, you just gotta be ready for them. And
Dude,
I
I'll
don't
tell you,
think I'll be ready for it.
I really like the first season of the Jason Sudeikis, where he's the soccer coach. What the hell is it called? It's on Apple TV Plus.
Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah, that's
So
hilarious.
the first season, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Second season came out, I was like, I finally, this is years after we got Apple TV Plus again.
Yep.
I couldn't like
Second season wasn't there.
No, the one season was good, and then I watched the third season, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like I had to drop them both.
Oh, well, I think the third season of the soccer one will be good.
Yeah.
Ned Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. Whatever. Yeah. Ted Lasso, Ned Lasso. Yeah, season 2 was about what okay, so we needed season 2 though. I think we needed season 2 to kind of set up characters. Because we got to really see we season 1 was fun, season 2 was fun, but not as fun, and it set up a lot of the characters. So I think we know I think they've set up the board.
Yeah.
And so now season 3 in my mind should just be clearing the board. Put all the pieces are in place. Let's have some fun. Let's get back to it. So we'll see how it goes because he's only doing 3 seasons. That's it.
Ted Lasso 3.
Ted Lasso.
And it's done.
Yeah, he's like, I'll do 3 seasons. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, one you should check out if you want to. I don't know if you can download it, but the Severance. It's on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
got.
You can't download any Apple TV thing.
You can't, or you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Severance. It's got the really smarmy.
Yeah. I know. I've seen the trailers for it. I just don't know what it's about.
Dude, it's so weird. You won't know what it's about until almost the end of the thing. But just the journey they go through, it's like, what the fuck? You're just like, what is happening?
See there. Man.
You do find out what it's about.
I know, but dude, if I gotta wait, Jesus Christ.
But just the interactions, I will say the one thing that might get you is there's a lot of awkwardness.
Yeah. Well, that was like I was dying to see Echo 3. And I was like, where are they at on this? And so I just went ahead and like grabbed the last episode of it.
Yeah.
And just said, I'm gonna just go watch this. And I was like, there's so much talking going on. I'm like, oh my God, this was supposed to be like an action cool like thing, and they're still talking. Yeah, it was just too much.
Yeah. I've added Gunpowder Milkshake to the list. I'll probably watch that this weekend.
Yeah, that's a good flick. All right, let's talk about what we are going to watch over the 1 week hiatus. It's the Pez
Outlaw.
The Pez Outlaw. So we are going to watch the documentary. I know it's 2 documentary. No, it's a new movie documentary. So Pez Outlaw is what is up for watch. Sue actually sent me a screenshot. Goes, you guys should watch this. And I was like, okay.
The funny thing about that is I also just scrolled across and I saved it. I keep Google Keep notes on stuff I've been watching. I was like, this is to the add to the list. Like, this seems like something I'd be into.
Yeah, I need to start because I tell myself I'm gonna remember, and then I realize I know, and I watch so little outside of our homework assignment.
Yeah.
It's like, and then it just
that's basically how I just watch whatever show I'm watching and whatever show we chose to watch.
Yeah, so sad. But hey, guys,
good to see you, Justin.
Good to see everybody for sure. Good to talk to everyone here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. As always, we try to have a good time. We didn't talk about any food on this show, other than he had popcorn and candy at the movies. So I know I'll be coming back from Vegas, so there's a chance there'll be some food and well, there'll definitely be some stupidity. But either way, yeah, okay. Well, trust me, as soon as we find a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Thank you so much for playing along with us tonight. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.